Alright everyone, so what we're doing now is we have this Model 3 behind me. You've probably seen a video on my social media there a while ago about measuring it on the Carolina. So it was out at the rear end, the whole rear end. It got pushed right in here and it pushed the rear end over that way. So with Tesla, you're not allowed to pull Teslas. So what we're going to do is this thing's getting a whole end, back end, like it's getting a quarter panel, it's getting 2 frame rails, it's getting a trunk floor, boot floor. It's getting an M panel, it's getting the whole rear end basically. So what we're doing now is we're going to set up this select bench here. Let me show you. So here is the select bench and here is our data sheet. So what we're going to do is we're going to set up these 4 points here. They're the front subframe, and we're going to set up these ones here, the rear subframe. We're going to set them up here. We have our MZs there, our pistons are in there, and our other points are there as well, sorry. I'm going to set it all up here, slide that under there, and we're going to drop this car on top of it, and then we'll be ready to do the back end. Let me just show you the car again real quick. All the airbags are gone in the car, seat belts. You can see there, it's pushed right up there, put a big kink in the quarter panel. You can see the tailgate won't even close because the latch and the striker aren't even lining up. So anyway, let's get this one going. Hey everyone, so now we have the car here. I am going to do a lot of more R&Is. We have to take off like these, called the hockey bracket going around there, take off the rebar, take off this bracket, take out the charge port. Hello. I'll be taking off quite a bit, taking a few trims out, some stuff over this side as well. So a bit more R&Is, and then we'll be able to get this show on the road. Have all the parts here. M panel, trunk floor, frame rails, trunk floor extensions, end caps for the frame rails, quarter extension, wheelhouse extension. The only thing I don't have here right now is the quarter panel, but it's just down in parts. What I have here, I got all the rivets. There's loads of rivets here as well, but I have them here already, so I haven't opened them bags yet. I have put a few in here. I like to try and be as organised as I can. So these are the ones we're going to be using, S18s, we're going to be using SO8s, we're going to be using structural 6.5s, we're going to be using your standard 6.5 structural, we have counter sunk structural, we're going to be using some of these nuts, we're going to be using some of these bolts, we're going to be using some 4.8, we're going to be using a bit of everything anyway. So this is the Express 800. Comes in this box here. I just have what I need out, sorry. This, and these are all the fittings for the top of it. The pneumatic glue gun, we'll be using Fuser 2098. Never just see it. That's for the big structural rivets. This is just for the 4.8s, so it's a lot easier. But anyway, yeah, you can see it's all creased in there. All pushed in there. This is where the initial impact was. Shoved them frame rails over that way. Then a kink in that quarter panel right up. So if anyone doesn't know, you're not allowed to pull on Teslas. They do not want you to pull. So like I can't put this up in the Carolina and yank that car over. So literally it's just chop it off, put new ones on. So let's get going. Okay people, so we are finished R9. I've actually just take that rubber off, but Have everything out here. All this is coming out. All this. Have everything back there. Just gonna wrap all that up now as well. And then seats are all out, everything, seat belts. So now I'm gonna mask all this up or put a fire blanket over it and start getting this panel off, back panel, everything. Let's go. Before we cut this quarter panel, I just roughly done that with my auto rider. What it does is it gives you measurements here, as you can see, from a point down, and that's going to be 75 mil. So it's asking us to go from this line here. Sorry, it's asking us to go from that line there down 75 mil. Now that's where the cut is going to be, probably for the finishing cut. I'm going to cut down here just to give myself plenty of room. So when I overlap the new panel, I'll measure it down 75 mil and do that there. It'll also give us a measurement from here as well. I think it goes from the hinge here, gives you a certain mil, same kind of thing here. So that's what we'll do. Okay, so what I'm using here is just your normal air saw with like a hacksaw blade on it. I just cut it to size. Also I use a belt sander here with 80 grit. Just go through all your spot welds or rivets. Just go through the first layer of the panel. And back to where the cut is, what I usually do is put a little bit of masking tape along it, just to give you a guide as well. I didn't dare now because I'm just used to it, but it's a good tip if you're just new to the game and you're learning how to do your cuts. Here along the arch, we just grind along the arch and we just separate the panels from the outer wheelhouse. And then I'm just getting a chisel there, so there's a little heat gun just to give it a little bit of heat, just to separate the panel. Okay, here I have my Sawzall from Milwaukee. I'm just cutting away bits of material that I don't need, just to give me more access to more spot welds, just so I can get in there with the belt sander, just make it easier for me for removing. Right, okay, just got the quarter off. Still have to get a few up here, the belt sand, a few of them off just to get this bit off. I'm gonna take the rest of this wheelhouse extension off, and then we're gonna get all this off. Just gonna get this Sawzall. This thing's an absolute beast. A few of the lads have used it. They've done one or two nodes. If anyone knows what that is, nearly half the cars missing. This thing chopped it all off. So we're gonna get in here, we're gonna cut all this off now, and then start cleaning it all off. Let's go.
Home run, touchdown, buzzer beater, do it all now.
So yeah, like previously in the video, I'll just get the air saw or the Sawzall and I'll just take off big chunks of this car that is getting replaced. I'm just going to cut the trunk floor out here, and then I'll get the belt sander and I'll take off this wheelhouse extension just to expose the frame rails a bit more. And then once I have good access to them, I'm just going to chop the frame rail off just so I can get to the inside of that frame rail at the back there. I have to get some spot welds and rivets out there with the belt sander.
Up a little, know it pays off. I'm just stuck up in the middle, knock some weight off. I've been carrying for years, and I'm not worried, I got no fear. Home run, touchdown, buzzer beater, do it all now. All now, top corner talking home run. Touchdown, buzzer beater, do it all.
Once I can get in here and do all my belt sanding, what I'll do is I'll just get a heat gun in there just to generate a little bit of heat. And then what I'll do is I'll put a clamp on here just to help me get it out there with the slide hammer. Once I do that, it gets right in there and expose the whole inside of it, where we're going to have to clean it all off and get ready for the new frame rails. Once I get one side done, just move over to the other side and just repeat the process. Belt sander, get in there and get all them rivets. Shout out to Milwaukee with their flashlights here, really helped me out, brightened everything up for me. Belt sander, and then what we'll do is we'll just get a bit more heat as well, and then we'll just chisel that out as well. Same thing again, put a clamp on it and pull it out.
East, west, north, south, all scenes, worldwide, big waves, all seas, same car, same clothes, still me. Only thing that changes is it changes on me. Home run, touchdown, buzzer beater, do it all now.
Hey folks, I am done for the day, absolutely knackered. Let me show you how far we got. So, you've seen a few of the time lapses there anyway, but quarter off obviously. Got the extension off, got all the lower extension off here, M panel off, the the floor extension pieces, floor out as well. I'll tell you one thing though, see these frame rails, obviously I just chopped them off, that's why they came off easy with the Sawzall, but then trying to get the inside of it out, Jesus Christ. There's a top layer, a middle plate and a bottom layer of the frame rail. Let me show you over here. So the black one here is the lower frame rail. Then you're going to have a plate that goes in the middle of it, and then the top layer on top of it. But see right here, like I had to get probably from here all the way into here out of that, and it was a nightmare. I had to try and get the spot, not spot welds, rivets that are all the way in down there, all glue to give it a little bit of heat to get it out. We got there in the end though. It was a bit harder than I thought, but got it done. My back is sore. Monday morning we'll come in, we'll tidy it all up, we'll sit our panels in. We're going to put 2 points back here on the bench. They're going to show us where the frame rails go. So yeah, anyway, thanks for watching so far. I'll see you on Monday morning. Have a great weekend.
3, 2, 1.
Right, I have them sitting on there now. They look alright, but they're probably not in the right position. So what we're doing is, we have the paperwork here. Let me show you how you do this. So this is your bench. These are all your beams, which is these here. This is mechanical out, mechanical in. You can see mechanical in has less points. Here you have way more. So what we're trying to do is, we're mechanical in because we have the subframe still there. So just wanted to show you the difference. Mechanical out, you have way more points than you do here. But what we're going to be doing here is, we are going to be using this last one. We can still use it because it's just for the end panel. See here, we're going to get our MZs, which are them blue things. We get our pistons here, which are them. Which are them there. And then we get our top fitting, which is that other bright blue kind of fitting, which is going to be this here. And what that's going to do is, that's going to go from one bolt. Oh, hold on, we don't have one there. So that's going to go from here across to that bolt, right? And we have that fixture on here, and then we have that all lined up. When it's lined up, then we know that that frame rail is in the correct position. All right. So anyway, let's get this point together and make it all make more sense for you, right? Let's go. Right, I went and got it all. These are our MZs 260s. There's the pistons, and this is a kit that we get. This is for the Model 3. We have all the other ones over there, Model S, Model X. But inside here is the pieces I was talking about. Piece that goes up there. So we have it all here. Let's get it on. So, got the fixtures on, got the frame rails in, got the end caps on, got all the holes lined up there, so got the nuts and bolts on, everything's fitting up nice. Have me old gap persuader there, has a part number and all. Right, so it's all lined up, Next thing is what we need to do is, we need to start making the holes here for the new rivets to go in. Same down here, rivets here. The bolt is in there now. That bolt goes into this frame rail here. That's in. I had to look at the procedure as well. I don't know what I think it's a 6.5 structurals to go along here as well. Same with this, same with this. So that's what we'll do now anyway. We'll get all that, the holes drilled for that, and then we'll go from there. But she's coming along anyway. It's a grand job now. I like this select bench. I like the Carolina as well, but I like the select bench as well. It's kind of like foolproof. It's just fucking fixed bracket system. Doesn't line up through the holes, and you know it's in the wrong spot. But it's yeah. Let's get going. Alright, Connor. Yeah, that's not nice. Right, let's get going. Okay, on to the next stage. We have our rails on. They're all lined up, like you know. I'm just marking where the rivets are going to go. We have a lot of these 6.5 structural rivets. So it's going to be 8 on this side. It's going to be 8 on that side. Then we have some here. Now there's all measurements where this has to be 150 mil all the way back to here. And that's that rivet there. Then this rivet here has to be 36 in from the edge, which is that orange one there. They do not want you to put one here. Then there's more here. 68 back is for this orange mark here, if you can see it. And then you want 22 down. So you see it's all here. Show you now. There you go there. All the measurements. And then it will show you on the next page. There you go. So they have to be in specific spots. Same under here. I've that all measured as well. So what we're going to do is now we're going to start making the holes for these 6.5s. Then we take it all off again and then start putting it back in sections. Start putting the rivets in. Then we'll be putting the end caps on. Then we put the little extension on here in the corner. The cap on. But anyway, let's get going. Do you like me block? Look at that, has a part number and everything. Grand job. Right, let's go. So have all the holes drilled. Here we go. Here we go. All there. Same on this side. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take them all off. I'm going to take the top section off. The middle plate, I'm just going to scribe a line along it when this is off, just so I know exactly where it's to go back in. Take the plate off, take the bottom section off. Same on this side. And then what we need to do is put the plate back in first. Glue and rivet it. Well, not rivet, sorry. We slide it in here. It wants bolts in there. So I think it wants 3 or 4 nuts and bolts in here. And then when we have that all glued in, then we can start with the rear and top. So anyway, let's get going. I'll show you anyway when we're doing it. Okay, so just took the top piece off. There it is there. So this is the plate, what I was talking about. Hold on, let me zoom out. This is the plate that goes in here. So what they want here by the procedure is nuts and bolts in here. Okay, so I want to make sure this is in the right place still. Now I have the rivets in that are drilled, just have them all in there so I know it's lined up, clamped. I'm just going to run an auto rider just along here so I know it's in the right place, because I have to take this bottom section off as well. So we'll go ahead and do that, and then we'll take everything off, start prepping it for glue and rivets. There's Connor, everyone. Loves being on the camera. You alright, buddy? What's going on? Huh? Woo! Never seen that before. Hey, let's get back to it. Right, so what I'm doing is, there's my mark. I'm making sure this is in the right position, which it is, and then I'm just marking these holes here. And then I'll take the plate back out and I'll drill them, because the problem here is I have one of these kind of right angle drills, but won't fit in, doesn't fit underneath either. So the only way I can do it is gonna mark these, and then you see I'll just mark them and then just drill a hole, take them back out and drill a hole. Crazy. Let's get one all the way in there, look. Mad L setup. Anyway, we'll get it done. Take them off, drill the holes, back in. Okay, so what I just done was I just scotched where it's getting glue and riveted. What we're using is Fuser 2098. It's approved by Tesla. So what I do in regards to eco, if I am bonding two materials together that are the same material, I'd bring it back to bare metal basically. But if I'm bonding aluminum to steel or steel to aluminum, because they're both different metals, I will leave the eco on and just scotch it, just so that it just gives it an extra barrier. But that's what we're using. So anyway, let's go ahead and get this done. So like I said, what I'm going to do here is I'm going to clean off all the panels, and then what I'll do is when I have them all cleaned off, I'll get some like wax and grease remover and I'll clean off all the panel that we just sanded off the eco, make sure everything's nice and clean, and then we'll go to the body of the car and we'll also do the same on the inside of the frame rails or anywhere where we're going to be putting structural glue. After we have that, we'll apply our structural glue, and then what I usually do is after I put it on, I'll get a spreader and I'll just kind of spread it all evenly on the panel and on the inside of the car there before we attach the piece. Okay people, so there's the plate in. As you seen, it was just 4 bolts and 4 nuts underneath it, and you have to tighten them to 13 Newton meters. That's why we had a little torque wrench there. I still have 2 structural rivets to go into this corner, but I'm not going to put them in until we have all the rest of it in, then I'll bang them in. So moving quickly, let's get the lower section done. Let's go. Right, okay people, that is the frame rail is in. Give all the rivets there. See it in the time lapse. It's up here. That's under there. Underneath. So what we're going to do now is we need to put this on. It's called a glove. There it is there. There's all the rivets there. The funny thing about it is this lower frame rail piece here, that didn't come with the glove. But on this side, this frame rail piece, for the far side, it came with the glove. I would have obviously preferred it like this. And then another funny thing is, this one here, I just gave it a few little taps, nothing crazy, just to kind of get the frame rail in there. And this fell off, just literally fell off. And it has a spot weld here with glue, spot weld here with glue, and a spot weld here with glue from factory. And I just gave it a few taps and it fell off. I couldn't believe it. Unreal. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to follow the procedure for this one, which is just a structural rivet and some glue. And then we have to put that on, but also what we have to do is we have to put the rear end plate on, which is this. So this has to go in there as well. So what we'll do is we'll take this mount off again. I'm going to sit that in, and then I'm going to drill the holes, because the holes were here, go through here, but the drill holes for the bottom one. So we'll get ahead and do that now. Right folks, unfortunately I'm going to leave the video there for this weekend. I'm currently editing the rest of the video, so I'll have that out probably during the week or next weekend, definitely. I just wanted to get something edited to give to you this weekend. This is a big job, so that's why I'm going to break it up into probably 2 videos. The next one should have the whole rear end, the quarter panel going on as well. So if you like this video and you haven't already subscribed, please subscribe. Give it a like or a thumbs up, and if you have any questions, just hit me up in the comments and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. These are just a few photos of the progress we've done through this video. So yeah, hopefully you enjoyed it, and I will see you all in the next video. Take it easy.